So Aurora Urker's grandmother, her other grandmother, Ken's mother, who she's named after, Raina. So she was commenting on a Facebook post that was done, and credit to Lottie because that's who posted this a couple hours ago. So shout out Lottie. But she's basically defending Gypsy in the comments. You could tell by this screenshot right here, basically saying, you know, people, you know, can't have remorse, and people can't change, and people can't yada yada yada, all this stuff, right? But like the wildest thing is that, like, yes, people can change and people could show remorse and you know, move on and grow and all of that stuff. Nobody has ever said that that can't take place. I fully believe that there was plenty of opportunities to even show an iota of changing in the Blanchard camp. But we've seen from very early on that that wasn't the case. One, Gypsy's still doing everything she did even before she was in prison. She's coming online, she's harassed people before, she's clapping back and doing all of the things. And again, before a supporter comes up and says, oh well, she can do that, like she has the right to do that, people are doing the X, Y, and Z to her, right? Yeah, of course she can, but it's showing that she's not growing. She's not changing. She's not evolving. Literally, there's patterns to all of the things that she's done since she's got out of prison. And now that she's marked an official year, she tries to write them off as mistakes, or she's going through like teen years she never had. But yet in her book, she says that she did that in prison. She got all that out of her and her system in prison. So how is that an excuse? I am one person that was totally for Gypsy getting out because I wanted to see what exactly, you know, she had planned. And I thought she was going to change. I was one of the people in the very beginning that literally gave her the grace that she asked for. But then as time started going on, she started making the same mistakes. Different men, getting online and just looking for more men, because that's literally what she's showed us. Sniffing for a pregnancy so she can tie down a man. Literally all her stuff since getting out of prison is about a man, and that's the whole reason she killed her mom, was because she wanted to be with a man. So how are those not patterns that are continuing after she's gotten out of prison, after she's been given the grace to make the correct choices? After all of that, you're left with somebody that's getting off parole in June and is gonna reoffend. And again, that's just all my opinion, but literally all of that stuff is in front of everyone's faces. Like, she's not doing anything that leaves anything to speculation. And that proved it with even the whole birth announcement, is that she posted that video of her showing her bounce back. She wanted to prove people wrong because she found out that people were saying she had a C-section, so she wanted to prove that wrong. She found out that people thought that she didn't have a baby. She wanted to try to prove that wrong. That's the only reason she posted that video. And for attention, so people could be like, oh my god, you look so good after only a week, allegedly. But I firmly believe that child was born on time. I firmly believe that the portion, if you guys remember in the Lifetime show where she's still with Ryan and she decides to go to her parents alone, and she tells Ryan, like, I want to spend alone time with my family, and he is calling her and wanting to FaceTime her and she's just not wanting to. Yeah, during that time, I believe she slept with Ken. That was the first time that they seen each other, possibly, and that was the first time she slept with him, because those dates do line up with her having her child, even just maybe a week early, within a week or two, or even a week late. People have been coming out saying they did see her at the hospital on the 28th, so I don't believe she had the baby any sooner than that. But I do think that at her book signing, I'll put a picture up here on the screen, at that book signing when she had did this picture, I believe that she was having some complications, maybe preeclampsia, or possibly even contractions and things like that starting during that time. And just to remind y'all, that was December 13th, and supposedly at that book signing, she also had an ambulance go out there and check on her. So there's definitely a possibility that you know, she was gearing up to have the baby, and that was to hide, the book signing itself was to hide the fact that she was almost about to give birth. Everything in this whole entire scenario, not only with the case, but also after the aftermath and all of the things that she's done since she's been out of prison. And with the show, there's going to be some of the questions that we currently have that will be answered. And just like last season, it's going to be surprising. Like how she said, Ryan was she locked herself in the bathroom because he was trying to, you know, be aggressive towards her, we'll just say. And we find out that wasn't true at all. That never happened. People forget about little things like that, but people that have actually seen all of the stuff and have gone with all of the information know that these little things matter, and at the end of the day, they're all going to add up into patterns that are, again, in my opinion, gonna cause another issue and her to be in trouble with the law again. Also, I just want to add too that at the first picture I had posted from Lottie about Ken's mom, Raina Erker, posting on her Facebook, she also says, leave my granddaughter's birth picture out of this, or to something like that, right? Well, first of all, wouldn't it be so embarrassing if that paternity test from the courts comes back and that is in fact not your granddaughter and she's stuck with the middle name Raina? Yeah. But I digress. We already know Ken's the father, right? We really don't.